the meeting to order. Start with the pledge. Stand if you're able. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Call to order, roll call, starting on my left.
Councilperson Jeremiah Holmes.
Councilperson Craig Anderson. Mayor Jimmy John King.
Councilperson Brent Fire. Councilperson Josh Arn.
Approval of tonight's agenda. Any thing else from the table?
No.
Anything from you guys?
No.
If not, looking for a motion to approve the agenda.
Move to approve.
Have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That is carried. Next, we're looking for approval of the regular meeting minutes of October.
10th, sorry,
What number would it be?
October 10th.
10th. I was doing the math in my head quick there. My brain's not working as like it should. Approval of council meeting minutes of October 10th. What am I hearing? The hell's talking over here? Somebody talking to you?
Yeah.
Who?
Class.
Approval of council meeting minutes of October 10th. Discussion or questions? Motion to approve, do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? I thought I had Dick Updegraff sitting next to me for a minute. I really did. Bringing back memories. We got the motion, the second, we approved that. Did we all say yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Finance and budget. Accounts payable listing and additional accounts payable. Have any questions? Let's direct them towards Finance Director Carl. See, we got a couple of big ones on the project in there, huh?
Yes.
Any questions from anyone? I'll make a motion to approve. We have a motion to approve, do we have a second?
Second.
Craig made it, Jeremy will second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Takes us to motions of general business. First things under motions of general business is policy adjustments on the 20 assessment policy adjustments for 2023 CIP. September 12th, council approved changes to the assessment policy with the change to the corner lots from the short side footage to an average side footage. The assessment footage will be averaged and equal 50% of the lot frontage. This will apply to all sides affected. 3-side lot equal to 50 of the average of 3, 4-side lots equal to the average of 4. We've got some examples there of what happened. Revised preliminary numbers were not sent out to the property owners. Now, which the revised would be the 2022 numbers there, Carla?
Yes, so the ones in yellow were the original ones from 2021 that we originally sent out when we got revised numbers from Jenna, kind of what the engineer's estimate. We did not resend those numbers back out, but they were available and given at any of the open houses of anybody that was here or anybody that had called to ask.
Okay, so you notice, council, this is for us to notice, that with the adjustments we made, we actually defeated the object of this whole thing. We made some go up instead of down. I don't know about you other four, but that was never my intention at all.
Is that final though? The final number now, where it says final with short side adjustment?
The final number is what we have in there with the average side instead of having the short side, because that's what we did.
Right, so if we make the change to go with this, add it up and divide it in half, everybody will be saving money.
No, it's
No,
fine
that's
with the
that
short
final
side.
number.
We go back to the
And-
short side.
yeah,
This is it.
and then
Oh,
if
no,
we
that,
want
we
to
did, it goes up.
adjust the portions of them for this year just because of those idiosyncrasies. Basically, anybody on a straight side of a property, theirs all went down significantly because of not having the utilities on there and what's going to from the 25 to 20%. But when we made the change with doing the average, which is more equal for everybody, it adjusted those up as well as it would for anybody else. But then now going forward, anything, nobody's gonna know any differently, but since people have been given some preliminary numbers that were under that, final numbers, not all of these people, and these examples have come to question it, but we've had a couple.
So what we're looking, what I would like to do, we'll go with the final with the short side, Craig, which would be this adjusted number for this year's project.
The last count.
The very last column. Which will straighten out some of the irregularities for this year, and I'll also put in my comments that I wanna bring this back up for discussion, because it was never the intention of me. I don't know about you four, I can't speak for you, maybe you did, but to raise anybody's. We were working towards 100% eventually being paid. So, but for now, we need a motion to go with the final with short side, so we can handle some of the irregularities that are showing up on this year's project.
So is the final with the short side adjusted essentially what they, using the short side?
Going back to the old policy where we used the short side, that's what that number is.
Right, but without including the utilities?
Correct.
Okay. I was just wondering how we got to that number, but
Yeah, well, see, this is the original preliminary ones,
yeah,
very preliminary, and it took you down to here on these.
yep,
So with our new formula, like their preliminary numbers would be more actually what they're gonna get.
Correct, the new numbers with preliminary, and actually for 2024, we did not send out any preliminary numbers with that original one. That is actually one of the things that I'm looking into, with the League of Minnesota Cities, trying to see is, do we need to send out a specific preliminary number? Can we send out just a range for homeowners so that, in the event, we had such an odd thing where we started in 2021 with looking at this and doing this, and with all the costs and the changes and when the assessment changes, it really created a unique situation for us. Just trying to figure out, is there a different way that we can put out these preliminary numbers so that we don't kind of get put into the situation where homeowners are questioning it more or feeling like they're being hurt by it. We want to always maybe give them kind of the worst case scenario and be able to come back and say, hey, it went down. And that's pretty much how all of the other projects have done, and Cheryl and I talked about that, but it was just such an odd one with everything that happened over the last few years.
So that's a discussion for another time. The discussion for tonight is, are we gonna go with the final with the short side adjusted?
I'll make that motion to use the final with short side.
Final with the short side adjustment on the corner lots.
I'll second it.
We have a second. Does that take care of some of the lots that have already
Yes.
paid?
No, not anybody that is. We had,
When we come up on the next part of it, there's gonna be a couple that have paid on one side already.
oh, right, if they've already paid on a lot.
So we're gonna stay with that and be back to zero?
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Yes, and that's what we did for anybody on this one too. There's been a couple of the different properties where they were able to give me an idea of when it was. We were able to go back and then look it up, and if they had already paid on it, even if it was 15 years ago, it was a zero for them because that is the way the policy reads.
We went through the project
Yep.
and there's just these.
Okay, so we're gonna be taking care of it, so we don't gotta come back with this again,
No,
for this
not-
year,
For this year, yeah.
All right, so we had the motion in the second, correct?
Yes.
Any other questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. That'll take us to the fire department request, memorandum of understanding grant authorization. As you are aware, the Stewartville Fire Department is partnering with the area fire departments on a grant application for regional SCBA AFG grant. Fire Chief Dolman is seeking authorization to sign the MOU and also consider Stewartville Fire Department to be the backup agency of Rochester. Fire Department was unable to conduct all required FEMA reporting. Finance Director Strain indicated that this would not be a problem. Council action, authorize Fire Chief Dolman to sign the grant memorandum of understanding and to agree to be the backup agency on the grant. Questions or discussion? Motion?
I'll move to approve that.
We have a motion, we have a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That'll carry. Well, that takes us right out of general business into mayor staff consultant reports. Mayor's report for tonight. Some good, some bad. Send our sympathies out to the families of Don Smith, Carol Kruger, Bob Shepner, Dwayne Peterson, Bob Isle, Marilyn Shipstead, Lorraine Ness, Howard Morgan, and, as far as I'm concerned, the First Lady of Stewartville, Jerry Gray, passed away. We had a red vest day, work day at the skate park. It was a good time. It was head by all down there. They showed up from Lowe's, the Public Works showed up. Bill and I showed up. We carried the load down there on most of the work. I'd like to thank you once again for the Lowe's employees and our staff. They put a lot of hard work into this. It was a great grant that they were able to receive. Preparing the area was a lot of work handled by our Public Works Department. Sean and the crew did a fantastic job. If you haven't been there, go down and take a look. The kids really used the heck out of it over this MEA week when the weather was nice. Boy, there was a lot of kids down there. They're having a great time. Even see little kids in their little scooter cars, you know, like a 3-year-old pushing, didn't we?
Yep.
I made Brent go look. I'd like to send from the city of Stewartville, and I know staff and council's all here with me, congratulations to the house group for 100 years in a family business. Now, anyone that's dealt with family and business, that 100 year of doing that, 4 generations, that is quite an accomplishment. To deal with from one generation to the next, and the one generation stuck between 2 generations, but they've weathered some real economic storms the last 100 years, and they've always done a good job. They've always been kind of an anchor business in this community. So thank you and congratulations again to the house group. Chamber businesses will be having a trick or treating on October 31st from 2 to 5 p.m. Check out the Chamber's Facebook page for all the participating businesses. I believe we're open for trick or treaters from all day long, aren't we?
2 to 5.
2 to 5. 2 to 5. Help for senior citizens. Family Services roster will help with your lawn work, your window clean, other jobs this fall you want to get finished up or whatever, give them a call or try and get somebody there to help you. 41st Annual Pheasants and Habitat Unlimited Banquet. Check out the Stewartville Star. They have all the information on that. This Halloween, the chamber businesses will be opening their doors to trick-or-treaters October 31st, 2 to 5. Once again, the Stewartville Star has a list of all participating businesses. Key Club will be having their Halloween party on Sunday, October 29th, 2 to 5 at the high school. The American Legion will hold their annual kids party from 5 to 6:30 on October 31st. And we want you to save the date for these important functions coming up. The Socket to 'em is the Kiwanis Sock Drive, November 1 through November 30th. Zion Fall Festival, which will be November 4th. Aaron Simmons will have a My Hometown concert November 11th. Is that at the Civic Center? And the 13th Annual Thanksgiving Day 5K, sponsored by Grace Free Church. I myself will challenge any council member that wants to race me on that one. Wait a second, what's all that? Mark, you're even laughing. Mark, come on. All right, that's all I've got for the mayor. Thank each and every one of you for the hard work you put in here on all these projects we've got going on. And council as well. Does anyone have a city administrator's report? All right, that'll speed things right up. Finance director's report.
Just a couple things, just a reminder that we have a meeting on the 13th for the CIP project at 6:30 at the city center. And then on the 14th, before our regular council meeting at 5:15, we've got the council workshop where we're gonna roll through some just different things we learned with the CIP, as well as going through and looking at what we have for 2024 budget and seeing if there's any final changes that need to be made before we're bringing it forward for approval. And then on that night as well, then we've got the other side for CIP for group that'll be coming in, and that one is down at the fire hall.
Questions for Carla? Now you got that all memorized, what the times and dates? All right, Thank you, Carla. Public Works Director report, Sean?
Reports in there, just touched that the leaf machine is out daily as needed, and sometimes they can't get everywhere all in one day or a couple days, so if you get complaints or whatever, that something that pops up every year that you can't get to them, well, they're on the list.
The amphitheater's looking great. I took Brent out to see that the other day too. Took him on tour of all the stuff he's supposed to be in charge of around here.
What was I just gonna say? I don't remember now. I was gonna say something.
201 3rd Street, that's where we were inspecting that day.
I know what I was gonna say, we did make the decision today to close the parks down, because they're talking cold temps this weekend. So they started closing them down this week, so they are locked up and will not be open. If it gets warm again, it's supposed to be in the lower 20s Monday night or Sunday night, Monday night, somewhere in there, so.
Then we're there Indian summer after that.
Yeah.
That includes gates shut and everything?
I don't know if we'll shut the gate yet, as wet as it's getting now, we might, just because it'll be a sloppy mess and they'll tear it up, but.
But it means no water.
They'll still use the frisbee golf, so I don't wanna lock them out of there, they can use that front lot and then the pickleball court, so I'll try not to. But
Any questions? You guys are doing great, getting things done. It looks wonderful everywhere we went. It looked good, didn't it, Brent?
Yes, it did.
Yes, it did. So we'd like to thank you for that. Tell the guys thanks.
thanks.
City engineer, got anything for her, Sean, or no report there?
Just if they're coming to place, Tom Mullenbach's, rock this week to button up their last part they got there. They said they should be there midweek this week to get that wrapped up on the north CIP. South CIP, we are watching the sod. They didn't do a great job of watering, and we said we're giving it through the end of this week to see what is rebounding, to know if they're gonna have to replace them. And that was not the sod guys. Elcor was watering their own sod and apparently thought they could get by a little longer between waterings, and it came back, so. It was discussed with them, we looked at it, it is agreed that they're gonna give it to the end of this week, and what's not coming back is gonna get replaced.
Great. Any other questions about any of that? All right, thank you. On to, what is this? Oh, monthly report from the library, so Nate, that must be you.
Oh, yeah. Above and beyond what's in my report, I hope to have a candidate to go before the council for our vacancy at your next meeting. We are also a trick-or-treat destination, and if you are so inclined, earlier that day, you can see a thunderous story time from a 50-year-old man, as Halloween is my birthday. So, we got that going on, and for samples, our kit I have a Eiffel Tower kit and Big Ben model that people can put together for our November kits. They're very, very cool. Mr. Mayor, I need to pay my debts. I have for you a full pack of dinosaur wooden puzzles. So this includes, of course, the T-Rex, as well as a Stegosaurus, a Triceratops, a Brontosaurus, and two other ones that your guess is as good as mine.
Thank you, Nate. Any questions for our library director?
I compete with
What
You
are
have
they,
like so many toys.
Nate, what are they doing here in this picture?
Oh, that was like a fun adult craft that we did, that Sarah did actually last night. You could make, sorry, I didn't want to bring one because it's cardboard and I didn't think in the rain. It's a candy holder that's either in the shape of a pumpkin or a bat that people could make for just Halloween crafts.
All right, good. So you got things to do from age 8 to 80 in there, huh?
You know, we've really been trying to amp up the adult programming, and then, and I'm really happy with the turnout that we had for our Scooby-Doo hunt. I would like to gently encourage the council that next year, I think you would all make excellent Scooby-Doo villains. Josh really, well, I mean, you know, you gotta unmask them, because that's the thing. The coolest thing with this is when you see one of the villains on And Sean's a villain, Carla's a villain, I'm a villain. We're a bunch of villains up here. And when you go up to them, you flip up and like you unmask them just like at the end of the cartoon. And then it'll say, you know, it's Jean Thompson, the president of the library board. And she would have got away, she would have got away with it if it weren't for you meddling preschoolers.
Well, you're gonna have to give us a reminder before Scooby-Doo next time.
Okay, yeah. Don't worry, I will.
Alright, we love it. Any questions for Nate? Comments, questions? Alright, thank you, Nate. No fire chief tonight, no pool director tonight, that'll take us committee, commission, boards, no chamber of commerce. EDA, HRA, we just held a meeting, the minutes will be in the next one. Finance, coming up.
Yep. Budget's done.
Library,
We meet in November.
alright, park board.
Meeting, or the minutes are in there, there's quite a bit going on.
Anything of interest?
Rolling Ridge has come a long ways, skate park update, obviously, you went through that, and the amphitheater,
You guys have been busy, good job.
every park pretty much.
Yep, yep, way to go. Personnel? Planning and zoning? Public safety?
Nothing pressing. Ready for Halloween.
You must have really took a big bite out of crime if there's nothing going on.
I didn't say nothing going on, I said
Oh.
nothing pressing.
Public works? Nope. Ready? Nope. Roll call? Nope. Transit advisory committee? No thank you tonight. No communications, anyone wanna use the open mic? If not, we'll go to our final motion. of the evening.
to adjourn.
We have a motion, we have a second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Carries, we're adjourned.